It's easy to look up or Google different data and information connected to pancreatic cancer. However, data and information do not offer us a human personal perspective on the impact pancreatic cancer has on people's lives. This is an auditory portrait on pancreatic cancer and the impact on the lives of some of the people it has touched. This is an interview with Gregory Richards Sr., the creator and founder of the Verta Foundation for Pancreatic Cancer, and his sons. This auditory portrait is called Putting a Face on Pancreatic Cancer. Your foundation is named after Verta Richards. Who is Verta Richards, and could you tell us a little about her?
Verta was my wife, 36 years. She worked for the State of Indiana Welfare Department for some 38 years, helping people. And after her illness and subsequent passing, we just came together and thought that this would be a fitting tribute to establish a foundation in her honor to continue helping people.
Are you comfortable with talking about the different stages of Verta's pancreatic cancer battle starting around the time she was first diagnosed?
Oh, definitely. I have no problem discussing it because of the fact that there are things happening that people need to know, and things that we found out during her illness that people need to know.
Could you elaborate just a little bit more about certain stages, certain things people need to know?
Well, obviously that it's something that generally is not diagnosed until late stage 3, early stage 4, because the symptoms are so vague, is the best way that I can put it. They're such that they're often overlooked or confused with something else. The general back pains, because it's something that generally is thought that only older people experience. And during her illness, we discovered a number of people in their 30s that had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, suffering from some of the same symptoms that the doctors, general practitioners that is, just simply did not have the thought of pancreatic cancer in their mind. They were treating, and it wasn't misdiagnosed, it wasn't mistreating. They were treating the ailments that she described to them. Her back pains, her shoulder pains, her abdominal pains, and they treated those in the manner that they would normally treat them. It was just that later on, as in most cases, the actual disease is not discovered until the body begins to shut down, goes jaundice. And at that point, generally, it's well along into stage 4.
How have these life-changing events connected with pancreatic cancer impacted your life?
Well, quite simply put, it wasn't part of the plan. We had planned for a long and fruitful retirement, being able to travel, being able to be together, do the things that we enjoyed doing, playing golf, casino hopping, yard work, garden work, whatever, if it was just sitting together, being alone. But because of this, now, yes, I am alone. I am not lonely, but I am alone. It has changed. Yes, my life has changed. And I cannot say that it has changed for the better. It has just changed. And it's a matter of just continuing to move forward one step at a time.
Okay, what is the main thing you would like everyone to know and understand about pancreatic cancer and Verta's battle with this disease?
That regardless as to whether it's pancreatic cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, You must be a fighter. You must be strong. You must face it head on. You must not have the fear that this disease will take you away, because you have to fight it. You have to be the one to step out there, take the treatments, and generally be the strong one, because it affects not only you, it affects your family, it affects your friends. And if you, as a cancer patient, begin to crumble, then everything and everyone around you begins to crumble. You must remain strong. As she did, she fought a battle. She fought a war. She was not one that was going to let this take her down, even though we knew from the beginning that it was a dead-end street. It was a one-way road. There was no cure. There is no cure. The only thing that you can do is fight it off and be strong.
What advice would you give someone that has a battle with pancreatic cancer and their family to help them keep fighting on?
Turn to your family. Talk to them. Let them know how you are feeling. Ask them how they are feeling. Don't be afraid to discuss it. Don't be afraid to talk about the good times. Don't hide your discomforts. You need your family and friends to be around, and you don't want to run them off by climbing into a shell and deciding that I'm just going to let this take me on.
What did you know about pancreatic cancer prior to your mother being diagnosed?
Only in name. Knew nothing of the symptoms or what, how it was caused or anything.
Okay. How has the different stages of your mother's battle with pancreatic cancer impacted your life?
Even though I was raised to be strong and a leader, it put even more value on that of being strong, accepting things for what they are, and dealing with it head on.
Okay. What is it you would like people to know and understand about your mother and her battle with pancreatic cancer?
That you take every day for what it is, even though you know that there is the outcome is not what you would like it to be in the long run. That you take every day, just take every day as it is, and remember those lessons that you learned along the way.
Okay. Do you have any advice for a son or daughter that would face the same type of thing in their life, watching a parent go through the battling of pancreatic cancer?
The only way I can answer that is if they had the strength and the strong relationship that I had with my mother.
Okay.
That if they have that and they had that to cherish those moments, all of it, and talk, because there's probably things that you didn't know. You learned them as lessons, but you didn't know how you got to that lesson. But along the way, knowing why certain things were taught to you a certain way helps you to cope and deal, because she was strong for everybody. She wanted the best for everybody. Mm-hmm. No matter what their situation was, she wanted the best for everybody. So that's what I have more of a clarity on, of why you do that and how you do that, of giving somebody the best of yourself.
What would you say your mother's legacy that she left to you is?
The legacy that she left to me?
Yes.
Unwavering love.
What did you know about pancreatic cancer prior to your mother being diagnosed?
Absolutely nothing. I didn't know anything about it.
Nothing?
Never even thought about it.
Okay. How did the different stages of her battle with pancreatic cancer impact your life?
Personally, I kind of distanced myself from a lot of the situation, a lot of what was going on. When I would see her, and I noticed that her health declined, more and more every time that I saw her. I just try to talk to her and keep things as normal as possible was my mind frame, I guess. It wasn't where I tried not to think about it as much on a day-to-day basis, going through the entire process, going through the whole process. But I think I distanced myself from it.
Did distancing yourself help you deal with it better?
No. I still feel, I don't know how I feel about it, I mean, I miss my mother, so thinking about it, I mean, I handled it how it came to me, It wasn't where I forced myself to do one thing or another. The distance was just how I felt I should handle it, I guess.
Did you feel a little disconnected?
No. From, when you say disconnected, you mean like from...
Did you want to kind of disconnect from the situation in hopes that the situation didn't exist, or kind of disconnected in that manner?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know if I felt helpless in a way. Some of the things. One of the things she said to me was that it's not my responsibility. This was her words to me. It's not your responsibility. That's what I have a husband for. That's his job. It's not yours. And I need to go do what I need to be doing. Are you a doctor? No. Then what else can you do? Go do what you need to do. And I got up from that chair, kissed her, told her I loved her, and went and did what I had to do.
Okay. What is it you would like people to know and understand about your mother and her battle with pancreatic cancer?
I didn't know much about it. You asked me that question. I didn't know much about it, and I'm still learning about it. For me, it's now cherish those moments, enjoy those moments, because I think it was too fast. As far as the process of going through it, like I said, because I kind of I didn't ask a lot of questions as she was going through it. I kind of talked to her and asked her what she might have been feeling that particular day that we talked. But as far as what she was going through, I didn't really ask a lot of those questions. And I guess it's that the feeling that I do have about it is that it came out of nowhere. So, to be able, I guess my the direction that I'm going in right now is I'm looking at, is there any other symptoms that could be determined, because they was like, by the time you have these symptoms, it's pretty much too late is the issue. And so I worry if I have like a little issue or something like that going on, I start to worry, man, might that be something? So when I am doing some type of research, that's where I'm at. Is there any other earlier signs that may be able to help somebody before they get to that point. So if the question is, what would I want people to know about that, that would be it. That, hopefully that, if you can get tested, if you think you got an issue, it's a little pain or something like that, it don't hurt to ask, and that's how we're gonna be able to figure out what's going on.
When you said it went too fast, are you referring to the progression of the cancer itself, the disease?
Partly,
and
her life in general.
Okay.
That, I mean, on the, when I was 34 years old, she was in her 50s. You got plenty of time. You think you got plenty of time, but you don't. So when I say the quick part of it is from the time I found out that she had cancer to the 18 months later. I wanted more time.
Okay. If you could give a son or a daughter some advice that's dealing with a parent facing a battle with pancreatic cancer, what would your advice be?
Talk to your parent. What she wanted was what she told me. So that's what she got from me. And people on the outside looking in are going to say one thing or another about how you're supposed to react to certain situations, but that would be, I respected her wishes, what she wanted. I hope to the best of my ability, but 9 times out of 10 she would tell me if it was an issue or something. So I would say talk to your parent, and hopefully that'll get you through.
What did you know about pancreatic cancer prior to your mother being diagnosed?
I had no idea that type of cancer even existed. It's not commonly known as your lung cancer or bone cancer. And being provided the information about pancreatic cancer, it was a shock, and what the mortality rate is for it.
How did the different stages of your mother's battle with pancreatic cancer impact your life?
My mother being one of the strongest people in my life to me, and her being able to provide me with guidance in life, to see her go through that struggle, it impacted me just as it did her by zapping the energy from her, and just her quality of life changed, and it also changed my quality of life. It was hard to find anything to be happy about, unable to just express joy, being surrounded by so much sadness when you find out the information on pancreatic cancer and the type that she had, to know that it was all going to come to an end. And it felt like it would come to an end for myself. It was hard every day just to get up and go on, to go about the everyday things in life that you normally would do had someone not been affected with such a deadly disease.
You moved back here from out of town, so you were actually in the house with her daily, seeing her go through her struggles, right?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Was that extremely hard?
Yes, it was, to go from being the child that your mother took care of to being the child that helps to take care of your mother with simple daily activities. It was a huge change. It was not something that I foresaw at even such an early stage in my life.
Okay. What is it that you would like people to know and understand about your mother and her battle with pancreatic cancer?
That with it being an overall losing battle, she fought every day and fought hard to have some type of normalcy to her life, just simply incorporating the disease and what it did to her physically and mentally, she always put on a strong face, even though she was in pain, because it was very painful for her every day.
She still you would take her to the golf course every Thursday, wouldn't you?
Yes, like clockwork. We would get ready. I would assist her in getting dressed and doing her hair. She always wanted to be presentable whenever she went out into public, and it was our time, and I cherish those moments. It's times that even though I know she was going through so much pain at that time, if I could have her back today to do that same thing again, I'd do it again.
Okay. What advice would you give a son or a daughter where their parent is facing a battle with pancreatic cancer? What advice would you give them?
To stay strong, be supportive, because that family member, in all actuality, they are the ones that are going through the most physical and mental pain, as it is their loss of life and quality of life that they are going through. It can impact you, but you still have to show all the love and support that you can, and just be there, be that shoulder to lean on when they need it. You know, you don't have to avoid them. It's not something that's contagious. You won't catch it. You just have to be there. You know, you have to put aside some of your misconceptions about what the disease is, and just be there. Be there and get the knowledge that you need to continue to help them and to even help others.
Okay. What legacy would you say that your mother left you with?
She left me with a sense of know-how. My 30 years on this earth with her, she showed me right from wrong, to make better choices, because you always have a choice in everything, and try to make the best choices, take chances, live your life to the fullest, so that in the end you don't feel slighted, like you missed something out in your life. Just do it.
Any last thing you'd like people to know?
That my mother, she was one of the greatest people